Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Mayhem Madness. I'm hoping you're having a great day. Today I want to talk to you about a cool thing I've been doing with my family. It's called Hunt a Killer. Hunt a Killer is a subscription game that you can do, and you can either do it by yourself or you can do it with a group of people. It's basically a mystery game. It kind of reminds me of Nancy Drew game that I used to play on the computer when I was younger. Hunt the Killer is, like I said, a monthly subscription game, and it's basically per season. So this season I'm going to talk about right now is called Curtain Call. There's also another one going on right now that's called Blair Witch, and I'm also playing that one. So I thought what I would do is kind of go episode by episode with you as I do it, so that you guys can kind of see what it's like, see if you're actually interested in it. This is a game that I've been interested in for a while, but I never wanted to really put the money towards it because I wasn't sure what the quality was, if it was worth my time or the money. So I was hesitant to do it. The only reason I actually did is because I had a YouTuber I watched and they had a coupon. So I had a discount, so I decided to take the jump and do it. So I thought I'd just show you some things that come with it and the background of what I've gathered from it. I'm not going to give you spoilers because that would just ruin the whole point. Why would you want to do it if you know the answers? So I'll tell you what I've kind of found, little overviews, but I'm not going to give you the answers. So this is not a answer guide. Actually, they kind of discourage that because I want people just to work together and figure it out. But I would be willing to do a little bit more in depth if there is people that want to know the answers, but that would be a major spoiler, so I would have to make that very clear. So let me show you what it comes with. Okay, when you open the box, it comes with this little sheet that says, "Welcome to Hunt a Killer," and it just basically says, dedicated space to play, take plenty of notes, and take your time doing it. Something that I read, which was a really good thing to understand with this kind of game, is trust what you read, but verify it. So you don't have to think that everyone's cheating on the game or like they're lying to you, but don't exactly go with everything book by its cover, if that makes sense. And then it also provides some helpful links if you do get stuck. So I thought that was nice. When I first opened the box, underneath that is a nice cool folder. It says Cadence Theater, established 1928. That is the theme of this season. So it's like I said, Curtain Call, and basically the background story is that a lady that passed away in the 30s, her body was found in 2021, and you're trying to figure out who committed the murder based on the evidence that's presented to you every month. Okay, so like the front page said, take notes. So I dedicated a notebook just for my notes. And I have done 2 episodes of this season. And let me tell you what, you definitely need your notes because it's a lot of back and forth between evidence that you found and what you've read and how it contradicts or goes along with something. So it's really important to have them. It comes with which episode you're on, and it tells you everything that comes with it. So if you're missing something, or you just can check off that you've read those things or not. So you've actually know if you've read something or it looks familiar to you. Something I thought was really neat is some of the things that they send you is actually handwritten by somebody. Obviously, it's a copy of it, but it's a handwritten letter. So I think that gets you kind of in like that headspace a little bit. It makes it where you're kind of thinking, oh yeah, this is pretty neat, this is pretty real. So I thought that was neat about it. My only this thing I don't really appreciate about it is sometimes it's hard to read the cursive. And for this series, they actually have it online where you can access it. I don't know if that's the same for Blair Witch yet. I haven't looked into it too far. But Blair Witch, I do have trouble reading some of the handwriting because it's from a teenager who definitely did not pay attention during school with his penmanship. So these letters have been a little bit easier to read. They're more of the traditional cursive. So I don't have a big complaint with them. And then online they have a version of it typed, so you can kind of get a better idea of what you're reading. It also came with a little pen. So this is, it's not evidence or anything. It's just, like it says, a collectible. So it has Hunt a Killer stationery on it. I'm sorry, the emblem on it. So just a cool little thing to take with you. I mentioned that you're doing a lot of back and forth. This is something that you would use for an example, is going back and forth. So this is like a in-depth program for one of the plays that they did. So see, like they even have pictures of people, and these are real actors that they have put together to come and put this all together. So I think it's just a great, well together story. And it like has advertising on the back. It's like they make this world real, and I think that's really cool. Something else that they provide, that they also provided in other series I've played, is like a little notebook. So they do give you like a notebook with notes and stuff like that. For me, this is too small. I just don't do well with small little notebooks, especially if they're not spiral. So I just chose not to use it. And plus, I also wanted to make it to where if I wanted to gift this to somebody, I could. So that's something that I've considered, is I'm going to play this. I've been playing with this one with my mom. So obviously I wouldn't give it to her, but maybe I could give it to my sister or my stepsister or my niece. So it's a cool game. Probably wouldn't play it again, just because I now know basically the answers, and I know who will do it, who did the murder by the end of this. But I think it's a really cool idea to pass this on, and so that's why I've been trying not to make my own little markings anywhere, just so I can pass it on and I'm not ruining the experience for anybody. So I did it in a little bit of out of order, but that's just how I had it organized in the box. But this is the first thing that came to me, was the Grey Investigations. I did receive an email from this lady, Michelle Grey. She's not real. She's a fake character, but you actually will get emails from this company that will say, hey, how are you doing? I found some more evidence that I want you to look at. I'm recommending you for other cases that I've come up with that are cold cases. So this is just an example of it, and they write you a letter, and it tells you to go online, log in, and has a login information and a password. Seeing this isn't really a spoiler because you don't have my login credentials itself, but it gives you an opportunity to check in with everything, and that's how you can access the documents if you can't read the cursive handwriting. It's also a way for you to put your answers in, because each episode has a goal, and like the first episode's goal is to figure out what was the murder weapon. So once you figure out that goal for that episode, you can just send it in to the website through a fake email what thing that they've designed, and it tells you within seconds if you're right, or if you need to keep looking. Like I said, they try to make this as in-depth and as real as it could possibly feel like. So this is a folder that one of our characters' friends sent them. This is basically notes that they got from the police documents from this cold case, and they are sending it to us illegally. And so the way we were able to get them to send what we wanted was we bribed them with the seats for the theater. So that's what that means. Okay, so we've also got something from the police department that we got, and this is a list of every single item that was found in the attic where the body was found, and a description of all of them. It's front and back, so things like this you just read and you go over it and you see if there's anything that's significant, or the dimensions of things, measurements of things, where they found them, what they look like, and things like that. And this is something that is important once you read the forensic report. And I thought this was neat because it even has like a case number on it, even though that's fake. It has copy on it, like it's a real thing that you would get from a police report, so police file. So I thought that was pretty neat. It talks about what's inside of this document, like the information about the person that died, what they found, condition of the body that they found, and then the items that were with her when they found her. And I thought this was neat. They did like a very poor picture. Obviously, they wouldn't send a real picture of someone that was dead, but I thought this was neat how they just made it more immersed into the situation. And then it has like a signature to make it more legit, and it just talks about characteristics of the person and her history with issues with like her health and things like that. That they've noticed like she had injuries from past for whatever reason. This talks about her as an individual, her age, her ancestry, things about her that they know about her, things that were with her, like her purse and her cigarettes and her cigarette lighter, her key, and dimensions for things, because those little details are important. So the first episode, like I said, our goal was to figure out what the weapon was. And like I said, I'm not going to tell you what that answer is. For my mom and I, when we played it, it was once we got to the page for the forensics sheet, and then like what was inside of the attic where they found the body, it was pretty clear what it was, but we were hesitant to send the answer because they says, well, answer us through that other form that I showed you with the login. Send us an email through that database and we'll tell you if it's right. We were hesitant to send it just because we didn't know how does it work if you're wrong. But we thought it was pretty obvious. So this is one of the first things that we looked at. If you don't know anything about me, I do have a degree in forensics. So it's applied science and focused on forensics and crime scenes. So for me, I am drawn to things like the forensics report. I want to do that. And as a funeral director, I'm drawn to autopsy information and collection of data for that. So for me, it was something that I wanted to look at first. So I did look at it. I did kind of figure out what was going on based on what they described as her injury that could have possibly killed her. And my mom was looking at the items that were found around her, and she found something that met that description. And it was like, well, we think it's this, but do we really want to take a chance? And it ended up being right. But my point is, you shouldn't just only be looking for the answer and that's it. And I'll explain that more in my second episode, about episode 2. But you need to look at everything, even though you've already figured out what the main task is, because it will come to play later. Something I forgot to mention at the beginning of this episode that I thought was really neat was, oh, sorry, my cat's helping me. Something I thought that was really neat was that the company Hunt a Killer actually takes some of your money that you subscribe with every month, and they will donate that towards cases that are considered cold cases. So cold cases that they don't have any leads or anything like that, they help fund so people can put more research into it and put more testing into things so that we can actually solve cold cases and put justice towards people that deserve it. So this is my first thing for Hunt a Killer. Let me know what you think. I'll be starting probably episode 2 shortly. And if you want more in-depth information, let me know. And also, I wanted to encourage anyone to like and subscribe. And I hope you're having a great day. Please know that you are loved, you're valuable, and I hope you have a great day and stay safe. Bye-bye.